Good morning. Good morning. This morning in Europe, today, Monday, August 25, we'll be you again to review the economic calendar today, but we had so far in what we are expecting to have later today and market reactions. So far, the Asian market started today with somehow the positive reaction. Hang Seng increased almost 2%. Shanghai is up about 0.9%. The Asian market generally, the Hang Seng, just like my data is getting updated. So yeah, generally, the markets in Asia started with the positive reaction, the continuing of the somehow the Fed dovish signals after Mr. Powell's speech on Jackson Hole. We know that the Jackson Hole started on Thursday with no economic update on Friday. Market followed and focused on Fitcher Powell speech, and then on Saturday also we had some more updates. Generally, what market expected and now is at least 25 basis point rate cut in September. Is what actually we were expecting as well now, but still, the expectation now increased to 87%. Actually, we can say that right after the meeting, Mr. Powell's speech, that increased to 95%, and then right in several hours it fell to 75%, and now we can see that at 87%. Generally, the markets, there is no doubt on 25 basis point rates gone, but the problem is not the problem. I mean, the point is what we will have in a dot plots. September meeting, we're going to have the dot plots, and these dot plots going to make the market trend. Let's check the data. Today is the banking holiday in United Kingdom, but from New Zealand so far, we had the retail sales numbers and data for second quarter. Generally, data were a little bit better than expectations, but compared with the previous year, a year ago, still we are slightly slightly negative. I mean, with in the second quarter, if we compare it with the in annual scale, but retail sales quarterly, this quarter, second quarter in a year ago, slightly increased. In Japan, we had a consumer, we had a leading index. Sorry, we had a leading index, and a leading index increased by 0.8%. In June, which means 105.6. Both they were better than expected, but if you look at the previous month, yeah, we had some progress, but market was expecting a little bit better improvement. So the data, they are less than expected, but better than the previous month. Generally, these data cannot change the market expectation of 25 basis point rate hike in September meeting. Later, we will have the employment data from Swiss. We will have the Spanish PPI, producer price index. We don't expect to see any specific changes in Turkey. We're going to have capacity utilization. This utilization will be around 74% as the previous month. I mean, we expect that. If we look at the manufacturing sector, that's not so good, but at the same time, the service sector, especially with the incoming tourists, which fell by 5% previous month, we can say that the Turkish economy is not doing well. So we will have some more negative reactions in the market so far here. Yeah, in Europe, if we go further, we're going to have the German business confidence and expectation, business climate, but IFO, they don't expect a gain here. Also, big changes, maybe the same number around 86, 90 for different measures, around the same number or even slightly less. We are not expecting to see the bright number from Eurozone. Still, the Eurozone is under pressure. From Spain, we can have the consumer confidence around 76, maybe slightly increased to 77 or 78, because these data are going to cover the July, where the tourists are getting slightly more. I mean, there are more tourists in Spain, so this more tourists can sometimes support the economic expectations, the consumer economic expectations as well. In later in Brazil, we're going to have the same consumer confidence data. In Brazil, we expect to see slightly weaker data. And in the United States, today we will have the housing market data, building permits, and new home sales. These two data from housing market we expect to sell. New home sales can somehow increase, especially for the single home, as the providers going to usually in the last months they started to give us some interesting options for the buyers that can support the sales for the new homes. Building permits, but on the other hand, supposed to fall because the market is not so much positive about the demand in the market. You know, the demand in the market slightly is falling. Previous week also we talked that even thought the U.S. housing market moving slightly better than the previous quarter or previous months, but compare even with the 2007, 2008, when we had a crisis after the housing market crisis. Still, comparing even with 2007, 2006, we are in a lower levels. Generally, the data in the housing market's not going to give us again the so light, I mean, expectations and updates. Anyway, this data cannot change our expectations of 25 basis point rate cut. Still, we are there as the market also. I mean, the market reactions today is going to be slightly more, somehow we can say the cautious market, and market going to be weighted slightly a bit more up to have more updates before making any decisions. Today, we are not going to have a big moves in the market. Be careful about your trades. Okay, have a good day. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.